News! We have news! Holy snapping dog lips, we have news. I'm so excited. It's something at least. Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. Welcome back. For those of you who are new to the channel, please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my videos. I usually put out 2 to 3 videos a week, and they're all Wheel of Time on Prime centric. If you do like the videos, click the like button, and if you have anything to say about anything I do here, please leave a comment down below. I do read all of them. I can't reply to every single one, but I do read them. Alright, so stay tuned at the end of this video. I'm now doing a community section at the end of my videos. So I'm going to feature one Wheel of Time creator or artist at the end of every one of my videos. Maybe not all of them, depends on how many people want to be featured. And I'll talk a little bit about what they do, how to get a hold of them, how to support them, things like that. So if you want to be featured in one of these videos, please let me know. My Twitter handle is down below in the description box. Just send me a DM on Twitter or leave a comment and I'll get a hold of you that way. Alright, before we start the video, I do want to issue an apology to Sarah Nakamura and Bailey Norton. So in last week's video, I did speculate that Bailey may be part of the show because she was moving to Prague for 4 months, and you know, things just kind of lined up. Her and Sarah were talking on Twitter, so speculation. I wasn't the first to speculate, although I did mention it in my video. I did speak with both of them, and they both assured me that she is not part of the show. She is, in fact, going to spend a few months in Prague helping Sarah, and she is her son's nanny. So she is there to make sure that Sarah can do her job and give us the best show possible. So again, sorry to you two. I apologize. But it is what it is. With slim pickings for news that we're getting, basically the community is latching on to anything we can get a hold of. All right, on to the video. All right, so what do we have for you this week? Well, we have some pretty big news. Before I get into it, though, spoiler warning up to and including the end of The Great Hunt. We're going to be talking about plot and characters and different things up to the end of that book. So if you want nothing to be spoiled for you, and you haven't read the series yet, or you want to go into the show fresh, we're going to talk about some things. It won't ruin the book completely, but yeah, we're going to talk about some stuff, including the end of book 2. So be forewarned. All right. So the picture we have on the screen here, there. My spatial awareness isn't that great. It was posted by Priyanka Bose, who we all know is playing Alana Mosfani. She put that on her Instagram a couple of days ago. Now, it went up. It was up for a little bit. A whole bunch of people got screen grabs of it, including myself, and then it was taken down, which we all know has happened a couple of times to some of the actors on the show. So the actor playing Tom Marilyn, Alexander William, put some stuff up on Instagram and then promptly took it down. We assume under the direction of Amazon. Amazon, as we know, and this is actually going to be covered in my next video quite extensively, been pretty tight-fisted with the information that they're letting the fandom know. So they're releasing very little about this show, and what information that is released is being tightly controlled. Now, we all know The Lord of the Rings had the whole cast released the other day, and where's our love? I mean, I want to know who's playing Varen. I want to know who's playing Elaine and Min and all the rest of the characters. We would all love to know that. Where are they at, Amazon? I mean, why no characters? So, like I was saying, this was promptly taken down. But before it was taken down, we got some information out of it. Now, the information was the potential, and I'm saying potential because things change all the time, and Amazon Prime has not confirmed this. Rafe, the showrunner, hasn't confirmed this. No one's confirmed this. It's just the picture that Priyanka put up. So this could be subject to change. The title of Episode 5. Now, up to this point, we knew concrete total, the episodes 1 through 4. Episode 1 was Leave Taking. Episode 2 was Shadows Waiting. Episode 3 was A Place of Safety. Episode 4 was The Dragon Reborn. Episode 5 was Unnamed. We didn't know it. Episode 6, we think, was The Flame of Tar Valon. Again, not confirmed. Another kind of script leaky type thing that Rafe put out without really telling us what the episode title was. But some people kind of looked and they found it. And we don't know the episode titles after that. We assume there's 8. We don't know the titles for 7 or 8 or any beyond that if there is any more. Now, episode 5 if we take a look here at the script, it says blood calls blood. So let's zoom in here a little bit. So blood calls blood. Now, where does that put us? Well, there was a lot of speculation before that A Dragon Reborn, which was episode 4, or the Dragon Reborn, episode 4's title, was about Logain. It was going to talk about him and talk about some stuff like that, so we wouldn't be out of the eye of the world yet. However, with this episode 5 being called Blood Calls Blood, that is the prophecy that was written on the walls in Faldera by Fane before he was broken out, escaped, however you want to put it, and led Rand and the rest of the Emond's Fielders on a chase when he stole the Horn of Valier and took off, and Matt's dagger. So, if this episode title stays the same, it's putting us directly into the Great Hunt. So that way, if we look back at The Dragon Reborn, episode 4, we can pretty much confirm or extrapolate or guess or whatever you want to say that it's probably the end of the Eye of the World. When they have the big fight at the Eye, they find the Dragon Banner, they find the Horn, they find the Broken Seal, things like that. And Moiraine kind of tells Rand that he's the Dragon Reborn type thing. I'm going to go with that's probably what happens there. And then this one puts us in the Dungeons of Faldera. That lines up with what we think episode 6 is called, the Flame of Tar Valon, when the Amyrlin comes to Faldera and Rand meets her, and they have this big meeting and all the other things, and then they start on the chase for the hunt, and Egwene and Nynaeve go back with the Aes Sedai to Tar Valon to get trained. So that puts us 4 episodes in for Eye of the World to be finished. And then we have potentially 4 episodes. Again, we don't really know if there's going to be 8 or not. We kind of do, but we don't. Everyone's just kind of working on the assumption there's going to be 8 episodes because Amazon likes to do 8-episode series, and it's been bantered around a little bit, but I don't think they've actually come out and said, we are definitely doing 8 episodes, this is what we have. So if they are doing 8 episodes, that puts 4 episodes for The Great Hunt. So 4 episodes for the first book, 4 episodes for the second book. If they do hour-long episodes, that's 4 hours each. I think that's plenty. I mean, you look at the Lord of the Rings movies, and per book, they did, extended edition, 4-ish hours. So 4 hours, I think, for a television show covering each one of these books should be plenty. So I ran a poll on Twitter, and I asked the Twitter of Time people and anyone who followed the Wheel on Time on Prime hashtag, and basically anyone who wanted to vote on it, what they thought. And the majority, and it was a resounding majority pretty much, I'll retweet it out again either late tonight or tomorrow, was they're okay if the first season covers the first 2 books as long as it's done right. There was a very small minority that was like, no, not happening, don't like it. Slightly larger majority that said, I'm really okay with this, and then there were some other people that were very concerned about the pacing. But the clear winner, at least in the poll that I ran, was as long as they do it right, it's okay. And I honestly think that as long as they do it right, it's going to be okay as well. Again, it's an adaptation. It's not going to be shot for shot. They're going to do some things. They're going to add some stuff in. They've already said they're going to add more about Logain in. We already know they've made some changes from the books, from some of the leaks that we've had. And there's going to be more. So if they do 2 books in the first season, I'd say that's probably plenty. And I'm not going to say they're going to run 2 books every season. That's probably not going to happen, especially when you get to later seasons when there's more. There's a lot more intrigue and politics and a lot more interaction between characters. You're looking at more screen time for that. But in the first 2 books, at least, a lot of it was world building, and they were talking a lot about how things looked, how people looked, how, and Robert Jordan was exceptionally wordy. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. He's like Stephen King level of wordy, where he can take The Apple is Red and make 16 pages out of it. And it's interesting to read, it really is, but he could have just said The Apple is Red. And when you do a television show, you're going to take his 16 pages of The Apple is Red, and you're going to pan across the apple, and it's 3 seconds of a shot. Now, that's an extreme exaggeration, but if you look at the way he writes, it's not a stretch to imagine that a dozen pages could be a 30-second shot in some instances in the books. So I'm not too concerned about this. I think, and I've said this all along, I think the first 2 books will be first season. I think we're going to end the first season at 8 episodes, and I think that will be the Battle at Falm, and I think it'll be when they fight the Sanchan and Rams in the Sky, and they do the big battle, and it's a really big, awesome cliffhanger to end on, and I think that's where that's at. Now, I know from at least my conversations on Twitter and talking with you folks, a lot of you have very, very strong opinions on this, and not all of them match me, and that's fine. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, including myself, but a lot of the evidence does point to the fact that they're probably going to do this. At the very least, we know that some of the Great Hunt is going to be in the first season, and I think a very natural conclusion would be 4 episodes, 4 and 4, and then they end at Falm. I think so anyway. And then season 2, I don't even speculate about that. That'll be more for maybe this fall, if it comes out this fall and we watch the first season. But that's what I'm thinking. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like I said, at least on Twitter, this was a very hot button topic. A lot of people were very passionate about it one way or the other, and they had some very strong opinions on it, and I can't imagine that YouTube would be any different. So please let me know what you think, yeah, so there's that. So now let's get on to our community section of our show. All right, on to the community section of our episode or show. It's a new section that I'm going to put in the end of every one of my videos. It's going to feature a Wheel of Time creator, because historically the Wheel of Time community has been very tight-knit all the way back to Wheel of Time Mania, for those of us who do remember that website. That dates me, especially. The very first creator that got back to me about this was a podcast, Talk Aran Rioid. And I'm going to say this for the 32nd time. I've shot this section of the video 32 times, trying to say that word properly. It's not that I don't know how to say it. It's my mouth won't form the right... I can't... You know what I mean. Anyway, so they are a podcast. They started in September of last year. They have 19 episodes, and they're fantastic. I listen to them on the way to work, on the way home, cleaning the house, things like that. And they are the first of a number of Wheel of Time podcasts that I listen to that will be featured on this show over the next few days and coming weeks. So I'm going to read the description of their podcast here to you now. So Joe, Jen, and Tom discuss the Wheel of Time book series' long-awaited TV adaptation. They cover everything including the latest news and try to answer the question of just how will Amazon adapt this massive 14-book epic. If you love the Wheel of Time as much as we do, join us, but beware, spoilers abound. They're a fantastic podcast. Please check them out. I've left a link to their work down below in the description box, including a quick blurb about what they are, as well as their Twitter handle. So if you want to get hold of them or talk to them there, you can. All right, I want to thank you all for watching the video. You've all been fantastic. You've all been great. And here's to many more.